Hi, it's Allison, and I have not made a video in a really long time. Like I said when I started this, I don't know how many videos I'm actually going to make. I have some things to say, but it's been very hectic in my life the last few weeks, last month really. I was traveling a lot during the summer, so it just didn't happen. But I thought I'd jump on here and just do a little something something and see if I still remember how to do it, because I have a new tarot deck. I'm probably going to talk about this in a different video, but my passion, obsession with collecting all things tarot has sort of abated a bit, thank goodness. When I look at my shelf and I see how many different decks I have that I don't use, it's a bit of a gross tragedy. I think I have maybe 25 different tarot decks. Many of them I found secondhand. Through just patience and looking, and but I don't know, I'll talk about this another day, but I am still really interested in Waite because it's still my very favorite, the one I'm most comfortable with. And I was traveling this summer and I went into a giant flea market, and as always I was looking at the book area, and I found a deck, and I was super excited because I'd actually seen it before. This is the box. I was especially excited because, as you can see, I got it for $1. There's a funny story, though, attached to this. So that was super great. So I was going to get it no matter what. I do, though, I always count the cards just to be sure, because I think that would super irk me even if I just paid $1. Although I guess I could use them in some sort of craft thing. Well, I don't know. Anyway, I probably would for $1, but I like to see if there's all the cards there. And I had heard about this deck. I don't even know where. I feel like maybe Simon of Hermit's Cave maybe made a video, or he's got all these different Rider-Waite decks, and you're not going to be able to see it. It's too small, baby. But it was important. Oh, I guess you can. Imported by Encore Sales, and then Concord, Ontario. And I was like, I live in Ontario, and where's Concord, and what is it? And I still don't really know anything about this, but I was like, cute deck. I'm going to buy it. And it's quite a nice clone, really, except for a few things that I don't like. It's pretty cool little Rider-Waite Smith clone. So I came home and I looked it up on the internet, just seeing if I could figure out anything about it. And eventually I tracked it down to an old eclectic forum thread, of course. Eclectic was just petering out when I got into all of this, but I'm really super grateful that lots of the stuff is still online. And it came as part of a Tarot Universal kit in Spanish. And you can tell that it was translated, I think, from Spanish initially, and I'll show you on the cards what I mean about that. And the artist's name is Edith Waite. Now, I don't have any idea if that's like any sort of relation or if that's just a coincidence, but spelled the same way, W-A-I-T-E. The Edith Waite Tarot deck is what people were calling this on Eclectic. And apparently, okay, so I'm super excited. I'm like, oh my God, $1. What a great deal. It's amazing. Apparently, it was produced in this pack, outside of the Universal, which I think came with a Spanish language book and then these cards. It was produced in this particular pack in Concord, Ontario, imported from China for the dollar store. So my amazing deal is also $1. Anyway, still, whatever. Great deal. It's not the dollar stores now. But I was like, that's just typical that I would get something for $1 and be super excited about this thing that's from the dollar store. I still can't believe it was in a dollar store. I don't know if any other tarot decks have ever been in dollar stores. Never heard of that. But now you can... I thought what I'd do is I'd just show you side by side some of the card images, and I'm going to use as side by side my very first Rider-Waite deck. Not my first tarot deck. My first tarot deck was the Prediction Tarot, which was my brother's, and I found it in our house, which I have a whole video explaining how I got into this. But then I also found this one, which I really liked because at the time I didn't know what to do with just those pips that just had swords and cups and everything on them. And I love this edition. It's got the copyright. It's not worth anything, but it's really like papery and matte in a way that I have another version with these backs that's much glossier, and I like the feel of this one better. But that other one my husband found for me at a garage sale for $1. So that was pretty great. $1.50 maybe. Anyway, so I thought I'd show some cards side by side. And I just pulled them out because I think the coloration's really cool. So here's the 10 of Pentacles in the Rider-Waite Smith. And here is the 10 of Pentacles in the Edith Waite. So you can see right away, it looks like the images are more digitized, which is fine with me. It actually kind of reminds me of the Connolly Tarot, which I brought down, although the 10 of Pentacles is very different. But if you look at the art style, let me see if I can find a good, yeah, I guess. I mean, the Connolly Tarot, oh, sorry, I picked up the wrong one. It's kind of nicer, I think. I don't know, the digital images, if that's what it is that creates the people, seem a little sharper to me. But still, I mean, I think this is a lovely coloration of the 10 of Pentacles, and everything's crisper and cleaner in that way. So then we have the 6 of Cups, which I think can be a real deal breaker. I had a deck early on that was sort of a gross 6 of Cups. They look like garden gnomes, not kids. But I think this is very pretty. So that coloration of it. I like the variation in the sky. It also reminds me of the Pamela Coleman Smith Tarot that Lo Scarabeo put out, which I also have. And then immediately sort of took back and then re-released with different coloring. So I was super glad that I just happened to get the one with this beautiful sort of different toned skies and shadows. And I like that a lot. My favorite card in the tarot deck, one of them, is the Hermit. So that's sort of a nice hermit there. He's got a purple hat. I really like the light from the lamp there. So again, traditional, but a pretty coloration. This is not a good coloration. Okay, I don't know how to do this. Crossing my arms. So there's the Wheel of Fortune, the standard Wheel of Fortune, and check out this bad boy. These are so blurry. It looks like it's unfinished. I do not like it. That's an ugly card. It's not my, I like the meaning of that card. I don't love a lot of illustrations of the Wheel of Fortune, but that one's a total fail. Unlike the Wheel of Fortune, here's one I think is not at all a total fail. Strength, which is again another one of my favorite cards. This edition is my favorite because I like where you can see her garland weaving through the mane of the lion. But check this bad boy out. Look at that. The lion looks more fierce and she looks more gentle and angelic, and that garland is really well illustrated. I like that strength card a lot. Maybe one day I'll make a video about my feeling about strength cards, but I don't like it when strength cards are super overpowering of an animal. I like it when there's like a harmony there. And while this lion does look ferocious, it's clear that she's not exercising brute strength. Look how calm and peaceful she looks. That's a great one. The 2 of Pentacles, which I like very much. Although, like another cheap deck that I have, the picture's a little bit cut off. Couldn't you have just moved him over to the side one little bit? I guess you got to get the ship in there by his knee, but in the original one, the ship is more cut off. It bugs me a little, but I love the texture of the ground that he's standing on, and the use of shadow here. I think that's quite detailed and nice. I like that. I chose this one, the 10 of Swords, because I think the gradations in the sky are so beautiful. Not just this, like the sunrise in the distance, but even if you look at, it looks like the storm clouds here are clearing. I think that's great. I like that a lot. Maybe we're not going to get to the ones that bug me. Oh, I'll have to dig through the deck to find another one to show what I mean. We'll go through this a little bit more quickly. I like that there we go. I like that the house is more obscured in this one. Like these are really preventing anybody from seeing his destination. I like that, and I love purples, and I just like the coloration a lot. This may not show up. Oh, it does actually. It shows up really well. Huh. But I love the extra rain in this one. Like I feel like that looks like real rain that's raining on me, as opposed to this, which is a little bit more symbolically rainy. But I like that a lot. This is one I also don't like as much. So there's our traditional star. And there is our, I don't want her to be looking right at me, really. I don't know why I feel that way. It's interesting to me that the image is reversed. I don't much care about that. I like the color of the water, but I don't know. I like this posture of looking down at the water. It's better. And whenever you get into digitized art, then everybody's boobies are like super high and perky and high and perky. Whatever. So let me find another example of, oh, one sec. Yeah. Sorry. Super unprofessional. So here's an example of the reason why you can tell it's from Spanish. Not just justice. The justice. It's dumb. But whatever. For $1, I can overlook that. That's fine. And like I said, these cards, let's see if I can. So it does not quite picking up as well on camera, but again, the gradations of the sky. I mean, that's a pretty nice Two of Swords. Yeah, the Empress. Oh, here's another great one, like Temperance. Isn't that a gorgeous Temperance card? But it's the Temperance. I like the way you can see the foot under the water too. I think that's awfully pretty. But not just Temperance, the Temperance. That's a tiny quibble. The backs are fine. I don't love that color combination given the palette of the rest of the deck. I would have maybe liked something a little less bright red and yellow, which is what I think of as the actual, like, the original Rider-Waite Smith. And these are flimsy. I know some people don't like the Llewellyn cardstock, so multiply. I don't mind the Llewellyn cardstock, but like take that down, I don't know, 50%, I feel. And but again, if it was made to be sold in dollar stores, I think they did a fine job, and I'm happy to have it in my little collection. Because I am really interested in Rider-Waite Smith clones and interpretations in that way. And I'll do a different video about my thoughts about what I'm going to collect from now on and why I'm going to get it. So anyway, that is the Edith Waite Tarot. You may see it in a box, sort of a yellow box, and it's called El Tarot Universal in Spanish, my poor Spanish. But if you can get your hands on one of these guys for a good price, it may be easier to get them in Canada because they're originally from Canada, but I do not know. But if you are abroad and you can pay Canadian dollars, it's probably cheaper for you because all our dollars are pretty weak. And yeah, it's quite pretty. I like it a lot. So that's my little video. I hope you're having a great day, and I've enjoyed watching everybody else's videos all the time, even though I'm pretty silent. So yeah, keep calm and tarot on.